The man who married 400 women. Everyone in our village feared Baba Kondo. He wasn't just a man, he was a legend. Some said he was over 100 years old, but he looked strong and young. Others said he had made a deal with the spirits to stay powerful forever. But what everyone agreed on was this: Baba Kondo had 400 wives. Yes, 400. And they all lived in his compound, a giant place at the edge of the village surrounded by tall trees and thick bushes. Nobody really knew how he got so many wives. Every few months, he'd bring another woman back from somewhere, and she would join the others. My father said Baba Kondo had a charm, something that made women fall under his spell. When I was 10, I saw it myself. It happened on a market day. My mother and I were selling yams when Baba Kondo came to the market. He was tall, with a deep voice that made people stop talking when he spoke. He walked slowly, like he owned the ground under his feet. The women in the market stared at him like he was a king. I remember one woman in particular. She was new in our village, and she sold beads. Her name was Amina. She was beautiful, with eyes that sparkled like stars. Baba Kondo went straight to her stall and started talking to her. I couldn't hear what he said, but Amina's face changed. She smiled at first, then looked scared, then empty. That evening, Amina disappeared. People said Baba Kondo had taken her to his compound. After that, strange things started happening. My uncle, who lived near Baba Kondo's compound, said he heard screams at night. Not loud screams, but soft ones, like someone trying to cry without being heard. He said he saw lights moving in the trees around the compound, but no one dared go close. My grandmother told me to never look Baba Kondo in the eyes. She said his eyes weren't human, that they had a strange glow if you looked too long. He uses them to trap people, she whispered. One day, curiosity got the best of me. I wanted to see the compound for myself. My friends and I decided to sneak there. We waited until the sun was low and crept through the bushes near the compound. The place was massive, with high walls and a wooden gate. Smoke rose from inside, and we heard voices, women's voices, all singing a strange song in unison. We climbed a tree to get a better look. What I saw still haunts me. Inside the compound, the women were gathered in a circle. Baba Kondo stood in the middle, holding something in his hand. It looked like a stick, but it glowed faintly, like it was alive. The women sang, their voices low and slow, and their faces were blank. They weren't smiling or moving, just standing there like statues. Suddenly, Baba Kondo looked up. His eyes were glowing, just like my grandmother said. He didn't say anything, but it felt like he could see us, even though we were hidden. My friends and I froze. Then, without warning, the singing stopped. The women all turned toward the gate at the same time, as if someone had pulled invisible strings. We ran. We didn't stop until we reached the river. That night, my father told me a story. He said Baba Kondo wasn't always like this. A long time ago, he was a poor hunter who fell in love with a woman from another village. But the woman didn't love him back, so he went to a juju man for help. The juju man gave him a charm and warned him, "This charm will bring you love, but if you take too much, it will destroy you." Baba Kondo didn't listen. He used the charm again and again, until he had hundreds of wives. But the charm had a cost. The women weren't really in love with him, they were trapped. And the more he used the charm, the more he became something else. A few months later, something happened that shook the village. One of Baba Kondo's wives escaped. She came running into the village in the middle of the night, her clothes torn, her face pale with fear. She said the women weren't just his wives, they were prisoners. She said Baba Kondo wasn't human anymore, that he was feeding on their souls to stay alive. The elders decided to act. They went to the chief and demanded that Baba Kondo be stopped. But when the elders reached his compound, it was empty. No Baba Kondo. No wives. Just silence. To this day, no one knows where he went. Some say he moved to another village to start over. Others say the spirits finally took him. But I never forget what I saw that night. And whenever someone talks about Baba Kondo, I tell them this: love isn't always what it seems. And sometimes, it can be the most dangerous thing of all.